The Galactic Assembly Hall fell silent as the final vote was tallied. Representative Zexathara of the Crystalline Dominion cleared her throat, the sound echoing through the vast chamber where delegates from 47 civilizations sat in judgment. "The motion passes," she announced, her voice carrying the weight of cosmic authority. "By a vote of 46-1, the human species is hereby declared a Class 1 extinction-level threat to galactic stability. Immediate containment protocols are authorized." Ambassador Sarah Chen sat perfectly still in the defendant's chair, her hands folded in her lap. Around her, the assembled delegates, beings of crystal and gas, metal and plasma, creatures that had evolved in the hearts of stars and the depths of frozen worlds, watched her with a mixture of fear and anticipation. "The human delegate may now speak in her species' defense," Zexathara continued, though her tone suggested this was mere formality. Sarah stood slowly, straightening her simple blue diplomatic uniform. She looked around the chamber, taking in the faces of those who had just condemned her entire species to imprisonment within their solar system, forever barred from the stars. "Thank you, Madam Speaker," Sarah said calmly. "But we won't be arguing the verdict." A ripple of confusion passed through the assembly. This was unprecedented. Every species faced with extinction protocols fought back with desperate pleas, threats, or bargaining. Humans, apparently, were different. "We've listened to your concerns," Sarah continued, her voice steady and clear. "You fear our adaptability. You cite our rapid technological advancement, from first flight to faster than light, travel in just 2 centuries. You point to our expansion rate, our tendency to make homes on worlds others consider uninhabitable. You worry about our military innovations, our cultural influence, our stubborn refusal to accept limitations." She paused, meeting the gaze of several delegates. "Your fears are not unfounded. We are adaptable. We do innovate rapidly. We do tend to find ways around problems that others accept as permanent fixtures of reality. But we also understand something that perhaps you've forgotten in your millions of years of established civilization: respect for a democratic decision." The Thrillaxian delegate, a being of pure electrical energy contained within a humanoid framework, sparked with agitation. "Then you accept your confinement? You will not resist?" Sarah smiled, and for the first time since the trial began, it was a genuine expression of warmth. "We accept your decision. But confinement? That might be challenging to enforce. The Sol system will be surrounded by a gravitational containment field," announced General Krex of the Titanium Hegemony, his metallic voice booming. "Your species will be unable to leave your star system. Any attempt to breach the barrier will result in immediate destruction." "We understand," Sarah nodded, "and we respect your right to try." The phrase hung in the air like a challenge wrapped in politeness. Several delegates shifted uncomfortably. "Try?" Zexthara's crystal form flickered with confusion. Sarah's smile widened slightly. "The thing about humans, honored delegates, is that we've always been excellent at working within constraints. When we were trapped on one continent, we built boats. When we were trapped on one planet, we built rockets. When physics said we couldn't travel faster than light, we found ways to fold space instead." She began walking slowly around the chamber. As she spoke, her footsteps echoing softly. "You've decided to trap us in our solar system. We won't fight that decision. Instead, we'll respect it by redefining what our solar system means." The Methane Lord's representative bubbled nervously. The Sol system's boundaries are clearly defined by gravitational... Are they? Sarah interrupted gently. Because human physicists have some fascinating theories about gravitational manipulation, and our engineers have always been creative about expanding living space. We've already begun constructing orbital habitats. Soon we'll be building them throughout the solar system. Then perhaps beyond the traditional boundaries, still technically within our sun's gravitational influence, of course. She stopped in front of the Neutronium Collective's delegate, a being so dense it warped the floor beneath it. But more importantly, you've helped us understand something crucial about galactic civilization. You've shown us that the universe operates on consensus, on votes, on the will of the majority. Her eyes gleamed. That's remarkably democratic. The temperature in the chamber seemed to drop several degrees. What we've learned today, Sarah continued, is that all galactic policy is subject to revision. All decisions can be overturned. All votes can be called again. And humans, as you've noted, are remarkably good at adaptation and influence. She returned to her chair but remained standing. So we accept your verdict. We'll respect your containment, but we'll also begin what humans call a grassroots campaign. We'll start with the smaller civilizations, the ones who abstained from today's vote. We'll share our music, our stories, our innovations. We'll help solve problems. We'll be useful. We'll be friends. The Void Swimmer's representative, a creature of living shadow, seemed to contract with understanding. And then, Sarah said softly, when enough civilizations have gotten to know us, when enough delegates have seen that humans can be partners rather than threats, we'll call for another vote, and another, if necessary, because that's what humans do. We don't accept impossible as a permanent condition. She finally sat down, smoothing her uniform. The beautiful thing about democracy, honored delegates, is that it never truly ends. There's always another election. Always. Another chance to change minds. And humans have always been excellent campaigners. The chamber fell silent except for the soft humming of life support systems and the occasional nervous chittering from the insectoid delegates. Zexithara's crystal form had dimmed considerably. The containment field will be in place within one solar cycle. Thank you for the timeline, Sarah replied pleasantly. That gives us time to prepare our first cultural exchange program. I believe we'll start with chocolate and jazz music. They tend to be quite persuasive. As the session ended and delegates filed out in thoughtful silence, many realized they had not contained humanity at all. They had simply given them a new challenge to overcome and a democratic system to work within. Outside the assembly hall, Sarah activated her communication device. Mission Control, this is Ambassador Chen. Phase 1 is complete. Begin Phase 2. We're going to win this the human way. In the depths of space, Earth's greatest minds were already at work, not on weapons or escape plans, but on the most ambitious diplomatic campaign in human history. After all, they had been told they couldn't leave their solar system. They had never been told they couldn't bring the galaxy to them.